Good morning, guys. Today's class is about revision of this error detection recovery compiler. Already we have seen this one from the last two classes. Again, we are one more time we are getting revision of this one. Okay, before going to the error recovery, how to recover the error when we come to the classification error. In classification errors, generally three types are there: compile time error, runtime error, and logical error. What is compile time error? Compile time error is the errors which are identified by the compiler at the time of compilation of the program. The errors which are identified by the compiler at the time of compilation of program are known as compile time error. Runtime errors, the errors which are identified by the processor at the time of running of the program. The errors which are identified by the processor at the time of running of the program is called the runtime errors. These are also known as the execution time errors. In compile time errors are also known as syntax errors. Runtime errors are also known as the execution time errors. And the third category is the logical errors are there, which is not displayed here. Logical errors are the errors which are identified by the user or programmer after seeing the output. The errors which are identified by the programmer or user after seeing the output is known as logical errors. That means logical error is nothing but our logic or procedure or algorithm or the method we have used is wrong. Our logic is wrong. That means whatever the technique you are using or whatever the procedure or algorithm or method you are following to solve that given problem is wrong. That is the logical error. We can identify that one only after seeing the output. If the output is wrong, we can get some idea. Since our method is wrong, we got the wrong answer. Like when we come to the runtime errors, already we told these are the errors which are generated at the time of running of the program. These are identified by the processor. When these runtime errors will come, what is an example for this one means? Okay. Once of all, sometimes we will write the statements in the program which are syntactically correct, but at the time of runtime, processor does not know what to do with those statements. For example, the statements like division by 0, square root of negative number, like that. Whenever such statements has came, syntactically they are correct. So there is no compile time error for those statements. But when it comes to running, compiler, the processor does not know how to divide with 0. So it will raise hand. Simply it will hands up. I am sorry, there is an error here. Similarly, when you get for the square root of negative number, okay, directly there is no square root for the positive and negative numbers. Okay, when we go to mathematics, imaginary roots are there. That means they are not the original values. Imaginary values are there. Don't go for that one. Clear. The situations will arise. They are called as the runtime errors. Clear. When we come to compile time errors, some we do by writing the program, we will do many mistakes. Like we will miss semicolon, we will wrongly place the double quotations, we will give wrong spelling mistakes. For the keywords, we will give the wrong spelling. Okay, we may write the wrong syntax in the declaration or initialization, like that. All those things will come in the category of compile time errors, which are identified by the compiler at the time of compiling of the program. That's why these are called the compile time errors. Okay. Again, when we come to the compile time errors, internally there are three types: lexical errors, syntactic errors, as well as semantic errors. Okay, lexical errors, syntactic errors, and the semantic errors. These are three categories of compile time errors. Clear. Now we have to see briefly what are the techniques that the compiler will follow whenever compile time error has occurred. What are the techniques it will use to recover from that error? That's we have to see. Already we have given error examples of lexical error. some keyword or identifier is wrongly typed, syntax error, missing of the semicolon, unbalanced parentheses, all the syntactic errors, semantic errors, incompatible values, etc. will come under the category of these semantic errors. We will see the semantic analysis next classes. When we come to the common error recovery strategies, there are 4 error recovery strategies in the compiler. They are panic mode recovery, phrase level recovery, error correction, and the global correction. Panic mode recovery, phrase level recovery, error correction, as well as the global correction. These are the 4 techniques we have. Briefly, we have to see about these things. What is this panic mode recovery? What is this phrase level? What is erroneous productions? What is this global correction? We have to briefly see all these things. That is what we have to do. Now we will see the first one, panic mode recovery. Simply in one line, what is this panic mode recovery is? When you think this panic means strucking. Okay, we will see mobile will be stuck, laptop will be stuck, sometimes TV will be stuck. Okay, they will stuck for some time. Yeah. Similar here also, what is this panic mode recovery is? Whenever an error has generated some while parsing the input string, symbol by symbol, at some character or symbol, whenever an error has generated, the compiler will become panic there and it will discard all the incoming characters until the required character has came. It will discard all the remaining upcoming characters. Clear? Okay. This panic mode recovery is useful when some symbols are missed. Due to missing of some symbols, if the errors are generated, for that so for such cases, this panic mode recovery is useful. Okay. Here what it will do is, whenever after some symbol if error has generated, okay, until the required symbol has occurred, it will discard all the upcoming characters. Every symbol will be discarded until the required symbol has arrived. That is this panic mode recovery. Okay. Once an error is found, the parser method intends to find designated set of synchronizing tokens by discarding the input symbols one at a time. Clear. We have to find the designated set of synchronizing tokens means the required tokens. Okay. Until the required tokens has arrived, it will discard all the incoming input symbols one at a time. Okay. Generally, the synchronizing tokens may be delimiters, semicolon, or closed brace, etc. These will be the synchronized tokens. Why? Because generally we will miss forgot at the end of the line we to give semicolon, to give comma, or to give double quotations like that. We will miss those things. But generally they are called as the synchronizing tokens. Until these synchronizing tokens has arrived, it will discard all the input symbols which are coming. Okay, character by character, it will discard every symbol. When the parser finds an error in the statement, it ignores the rest of the statement by not processing the input. Simply, it ignores the rest of the statement by not processing the input. That's why it is called as the panic mode recovery. Okay, it will ignores the rest of the statement. Simply don't process that input. Okay, this is an easiest recovery technique. Okay, this recovery technique has no chance of getting infinite loops in this recovery technique. Clear, that is the panic mode recovery. If you observe this one, it will be like this. If there is a situation like this, int a comma b, I forgotten to use semicolon. So the synchronized token semicolon is missed here. Next line string is the int c next symbols are. So what this will do is first int is accepted, a is accepted, comma is accepted, b is also accepted. But after that once synchronized token semicolon is missed. So it will try to discard all the remaining characters I, N, T, C until that required semicolon has occurred. This type of recovery technique is called the panic mode recovery technique. It is easy to implement. Advantages of this one is it is easy to implement. It will never enter into the infinite loops. That is the advantage of this one. The disadvantage of this one is, okay, the considerable amount of input is skipped. In this example we have seen, int c is skipped totally. We declare the second variable c, but it is missed. What is the thing here? The considerable amount of data will be skipped. That is the drawback of this one. Next one is the phrase level recovery or statement mode recovery. The phrase level mode recovery or statement mode recovery is the phrase level or statement level. That means if 10 lines are there in the program, line by line it will recover. First line, whenever array has occurred in the first level, it will do correction in the first level, first line only. Whenever the second statement has error, it will do correction in the second statement only. If whenever error is there in the third statement, like that, if 10 statements are there, which statement contains error, at that statement only correction will be done there. Okay, that is this phrase level recovery or statement level recovery. Clear? It is also called, it will do the local correction. The phrase level recovery, what it will do is simply it will do the local correction. That means out of 10 statements in the program, statement 4 has error. So it will make rectification only in the statement 4. That's why it is called a local correction. Similar for to this phrase level recovery, we have another one called global correction, which is our fourth technique. Okay, any statement contains the error, it will it will give modification to the entire program. That is the global correction. But we will see later. Clear? That global correction we will see later. This phrase level recovery, statement mode recovery is the statement level recovery. That means it will do the local corrections. Generally, we have the concept of global variables and local variables. Okay, local variables which is particular to that area only, to that function only. Global means the variable is valid throughout the program. Similarly, local correction means the correction will be made up to that statement only, not the remaining program. Okay, the phraser performs local correction. Whenever another is detected, it will perform the local correction. Okay, it will try to take corrective measures so the rest of the input will allow the parser to go. Okay, it will try to make a, whenever an error has identified, it will try to take corrective measures so the remaining part of the input will be parsed successfully without any stop. Why? Because in the panic mode, remaining input is not parsed whenever an error is generated. But this will take care that remaining statements will not be stopped for parsing. But the drawback of this one is if there is any chance, if one wrong correction may lead to the infinite loop. Okay, if we make any one wrong local correction, it may lead to the infinite loop. Generally, the local correction may be replacing a prefix by something, some string, replacing comma by semicolon, deleting a semicolon. All these will become the inserting missing semicolon. All these things will come under the category of this phrase level recovery or statement mode recovery. They will come to this category. Advantage is it can correct any input string. Disadvantage is it might create new problems by replacing the substrings. That is the one word drawback is it may enter into the infinite loop. Wrong correction may enter into the infinite loop. Next one is erroneous function. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. Previously, we have seen that error recovery techniques. Two techniques we have seen. In the yesterday class, unfortunately, we are unable to complete the error production third technique, error production. Due to some signal problem, we are unable to complete that one, the topic of error production. Okay, already we have roughly completed this topic. What is this error production? Okay, whenever while writing the grammar, at the time of writing the production rules or the grammar rules, okay, the compiler designer who is writing that grammar, or who is forming those production rules, okay, will add new production rules along with the normal language production rules. He will add some new augmented production rules which indicate the error messages, Okay, the compiler designer have some idea about what are the regularly common errors that the programmer will do at the time of writing of the program. So basing on the idea of what are the common regular errors that the programmer will do at the time of writing of the program, the compiler designer will add new augmented production rules to the given grammar. Okay, so that those augmented production rules will generate the error messages regarding what is the corresponding error that was done by the programmer. Okay, that is the simply the concept of this errorless productions. Clear? Okay, here productions which generate error. Okay, production rules which generate the errorless constructs means nothing but the error messages. The production rules which generate errorless constructions are augmented to the grammar. That means are added to the grammar by considering common errors that occur. Basing on the idea of the designer about the common errors done by the programmer, he will add some production rules. Okay, he will add some new augmented production rules which will generate the errorless constructs. That means error messages. He will add them to the grammar. Okay, these production rules detect the anticipated errors during the parsing. Okay, these augmented productions will give the anticipate means it will identify and give information about the errors that occur during the parsing. Whenever the time of input parsing, whenever an error has generated, it will indicate the what type of error has occurred. Error diagnostics about the erroneous constructs are generated by the parser. Error diagnostics means nothing but the error messages. Okay, error messages about these error indications are generated by the parser. Who will generate these error messages means nothing but the parser will generate those error messages. Diagnostic means identification. Okay, already we know medical diagnostics. That means they will CT scan, body scan, complete scan like that. They will scan that lines to identify the problems. Same thing here. Error diagnostics means nothing but the identification of error only. Okay, who will do this one means, okay, using the error augmented productions, the parser will do the error diagnostics. For example, if we take an example, I've seen the same example in the previous class also. This is the given grammar. E implies plus E or minus E or star E or slash E or EA. This is the original given grammar. When we come to this grammar, plus E is accepted. That means whenever in the input parsing, if we got plus A, that is plus 3, accepted. Why? Because unary plus is there in the language directly. So unary plus is accepted. Similarly, whenever we get -3, that is minus E is also acceptable because another minus is there. But we don't have unary star. That means star 3, star E is not accepted. Slash E 3 star 3 slash 3 are not directly available in the language. So for these three things, when we come to these two, okay, star E and slash E, we have to generate the error for these things. It will generate the error. So what the programmer will do is, sorry, what the compiler designer will do is, since there is a chance of writing this one, he will add new errorless production rules for this one. He will modify this one. He will write like this. Some error message. Like this, he will modify. Now, for the given grammar, one more production rule was added. One more, one more production rule was added. This is called the augmented one. Errorless construct. When I was after star, we got A. Simply, it will generate an error. Error message will be generated depending on the error description we have given. Okay, this type of things, adding of the errorless productions. This augmented errorless production, adding of this is called the is a third technique. Clear? In our regular language, in our C programming, regular doing C programming, Java programming, same thing is going. Okay, in the compiler, errorless productions will be added. Whenever an error has generated, it will simply display the message. Error message will be displayed to the program. This is the cause. There is a chance of getting this error. We are getting this error. That error message is displayed to the programmer. That is currently what's going on in the normal one also. Clear? That is the thing. This is about this one third technique, that is the errorless productions. Errorless productions is nothing but adding of the error productions to the grammar. Augmented error productions will be added. These are called the augmented production rules. Why? Because these are not actually belongs to the grammar. We are adding these extra to the grammar. Original grammar does not have these things. We are additionally adding augmented ones. Clear? Why we are calling these as augmented means augmentation means additionally we are adding. That is a small thought technique, that is the errorless productions. Next, fourth one is the global correction. It is also similar to that of the phrase level correction. Okay, phrase level recovery we have seen. The second technique is the phrase level. It is also similar to that one, but somewhat different. Okay, global means whole side, whole it has taken. Global means normally we know what is a global variables. We know local variables. Local variables means, see, phrase level recovery is a local correction. This is a global correction. Okay, local correction means in that particular line, whatever the character or symbol missing, it will try to add that symbol, or whenever any character is extra, it will try to remove that one. That means it will do the statement level. Whereas when we come to this global correction, it will take the total program. Okay, in our language, simply to understand it will make correction on the total program, global correction. Whereas when we come to the phrase level recovery, it is a local correction. That means up to that token or that string only, it will do the correction. That's why it is called a local correction. This is the last one is a global correction. Generally, what will happen here is, in the global correction technique, what will happen is we will use algorithms are used. Okay, because the parser will use an algorithm to make modifications. Okay, it will use algorithms. It will use some algorithms which will scan the total input program. and try to suggest some modifications. Okay, basing on the errors generated, it will try to suggest some modifications to the total program. Here, correction or modification is suggested on the entire program, not only the particular string. That's why it is called a global correction. First, we will see this one once. These are the algorithms. Global correction will use algorithms to make changes to incorrect string into correct string to modify the incorrect string into a correct string. Global correction will use some algorithms. These algorithms will try to perform minimal sequence of changes. They will try to perform as many as minimum as possible changes. Okay, to obtain global least cost correction. That means it will try to perform only minimal changes. It will try to perform as many as minimal changes it can perform. See what will happen here is when a grammar G and an incorrect input string P is given, the given grammar is G. G is the given grammar and P is the input string which is not matching to that grammar. When a grammar G and an incorrect string P is given, these algorithms find a parse tree for the string Q. These algorithms will find a parse tree for the string Q related to P with a small amount of transformation. That means since the incorrect string P is not matching to the grammar G, this algorithm will try to identify another string Q. Okay, it will generate another string Q. Okay, with a slight modifications to the P, with a minimal changes to the string P, it will form a new string Q, which is as per the grammar G. Clear? Simply, whenever an incorrect string P has came for a grammar G, whenever an incorrect string P has came, what it will do is, okay, it will try to generate a new string with a which is matching to this grammar G. Okay, how this new string Q is formed means the new string Q is formed with a minimal changes to the original string P. By making small changes to the original string P, it will generate a new string Q, which is acceptable by this grammar G. That is this global correction. Okay, here string means not a single token or nothing. Okay, entire program will be taken as a string. The total thing in the total string given is the total data given to the parser is taken as a string here. That means, for example, if you write a C programming, 10 lines C programming, all the 10 lines will be considered a single string. Okay, it will try to make modification to the entire string. That means the entire program. That's why it is called as a global correction. When we come to the phrase level recovery, out of the 10 lines program, if first line has error, it will try to modifications on the first line only. If second line has error, it will try to make modifications to the second line only. That means wherever it has error, only that area only it will try to modify. That's why it is called a local correction. But here when we come to the global correction, it makes modifications on the entire program. That's why it is called a global correction. Okay, the changes that are made in the global correction may be adding of the new symbols, deletion of the existing symbols, or changing of the tokens. All these will come to this category of global corrections only. Okay. Okay, advantage, it can be used for frameworks best. We can use this global correction on the entire program. Disadvantages, it is too costly in time in the terms of time and space. Okay, since we are making it is making it a modification on the entire program. Okay, in the concept of time compression space complexity is too complex. It is too costly. That means it will take more amount of space as well as the more amount of time for performing the things. That's why generally when we come to the practically this global connection is not preferred by the compiler designers. Why? Because it will take more amount of time, more amount of space. If our compilers are taking more amount of time for compiling the program, okay, the users may not prefer our compiler, so they don't prefer the. If your compiler is taking the more amount of space, also space and time, then the clients may not prefer this one. Okay, we can't wait for much amount of time for getting the result. That's why. Okay, global correction is not regularly used. Okay, it is not that much regularly used when we compare with the first three techniques. This is briefly the topic of this one. Error recovery techniques. How many errors are there? Compile time errors, runtime errors, lexical errors. Next, compile time errors are lexical errors, syntactic errors, semantic errors. Okay, for get to for handling these errors, we have the four common error recovery techniques. Panic mode. That means all the input string characters after the error, all the characters coming are discarded until the required character has occurred. Raise level recovery. Local correction will be made at the statement level. The statement which got the error at that statement only, it will try to make a local correction. Erroneous productions. In the erroneous productions, new production rules will be added to the grammar. Okay, new production rules be added to the grammar, which will act as a erroneous constructs. That means it will act as a error message. Next, global correction. In the global correction, the entire program will be, we will make a local correction. It will perform correction. The algorithm will take the entire program as a string and it will try to make correction on the entire program level. That's it is for the global correction, but it is take too much time and too much space. That's why it is not preferred by the most of the compiler designers.